Guardians, welcome back. This is Right Away Gaming, bringing you another Destiny 2 video today, and today we are going to be talking about Ada-1. We're going to be talking about her past, and how it may represent the future of Destiny 2, and affect the future of Destiny 2, I should say. So, first up, I'm going to give you a heads up, there will be spoilers coming up, so if you haven't read into the Black Armory papers and you don't want any future content being spoiled for you, or any future possible lore, then do not continue to watch this video. But without further ado, I'm not going to hold it back, here we go. So, somebody data mined the Black Armory papers and their actual entries from one of the creators of the Black Armory, one of the three creators of the Black Armory, that is. Henriette, and it talks a lot about her and how she wants to protect her daughter. She believes that there being no weapons in the hands of the public is a bad idea, as well as a good idea in terms of the fact that if something was to happen on a worldwide scale, they wouldn't be able to defend themselves, and they'd be relying down to the defenders of the city, etc., to protect them. Now, they didn't say a city because, by the sounds of the entries to this journal, the Traveller was on another planet at that time. So we're talking a good couple of 100 years back from where we are at the moment in this timeline. So that kind of gives you a heads up on how old the Black Armory is. Especially since we already know it was from the golden age of the Earth, really. But without going into too much detail, it then goes on to how things developed, how she created the Black Armory, how she came to meet two of the people that agreed with her, and that's how the three families came together to create the Black Armory. From there, she goes on to explain about how something was found out in space, how there was a threat, and how they needed to defend themselves. So that's why they came up with these schematics for weapons, let's say. Now, at first, it was on a small scale, just so that they could defend their own families, but one of the other creators believed that it was better to create it on a bigger scale, a massive scale. So they went ahead and did that. They created forges on multiple planets, as we do know already, and started mass producing these weapons that were basically golden age tech. They were just beyond the time sort of thing. But from there, things started to go south. The Traveller left the planet it was currently on, which it didn't specify at the time. I think it might have been Titan, and landed on Earth. So everyone believed that the Traveller was this, that, the other. They were praising it, and then the next thing they know, Earth starts to get attacked. Now, this is where the Black Armory comes into play. They try to get all the weapons to defend themselves, but in the end, they're just getting overwhelmed and forced out of where they're living. They end up retreating to the Niobe labs, to which they believe they will be able to hold up and create the new weapon to defend themselves with. Now, this is where it does turn really interesting, because during the process of getting to the Niobe labs, they lost pretty much every one of the crew. The only people that survived were Yuki, Helga, Henriette, and Henriette's daughter, Ada-1, but Ada-1 got shot, so she was injured. Now, it doesn't go into the depth of how badly she was injured until later on, where you start to realise that her daughter's actually died. And as much as she's dead, she's not dead. Because the Niobe Labs was a project to create an Exo that was actually a weapon. Now that sounds, yeah, Shaxx is a robot, he has all these different people to fight and battle with, but this Exo was different. Because the Niobe project was not just to build an Exo, it was to build an Exo that had multiple capabilities compared to a Guardian, which back then they didn't know that's what they were called. They just called them these battles or whatever. They just basically called them soldiers. Anyway, going further into it, we find out that Ada-1 is Ada-1. It is Henriette's daughter, and she was created to be a master forge. Now, it doesn't confirm that in the entries, but if you piece together everything it says, that's what it leads to. So they're talking about how these other Guardians, that I'm going to call bad Guardians, are hunting them down for this obsidian accelerator. Now, this obsidian accelerator, I don't know what it does, but it's clearly something powerful. and this is what these bad guardians are hunting down. Now, during the process of all this, Helga and Yuki are actually killed off by these bad guardians, and it makes a statement saying that basically they both see the glow of the flying toy, I'm going to call it, basically talking about the ghost of this guardian and how it had a red shade to it, which says to me that can ghosts be evil as well as good? I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one, but basically that's confirming that it's guardians that are hunting them down, not good ones. So clearly there's something strange there. And there's one specific guardian that has this bright red ghost. So I don't know if that's hinting towards someone like Dredd Jr. or another famous evil guardian, but it's definitely something along them lines. From there, it goes on to how Henriette believes that they need to escape. So they go on the run, and during going on the run, she realizes that this guardian is just tracking them and tracking them and tracking them. So she tells Ada-1 that she needs to leave and go so that the guardians don't find her, and that she will hand over the obsidian accelerator to buy her time to escape. So Ada-1 does, she leaves, and Henriette stays behind, gets caught, and basically Henriette thinks she's about to die. And this is where it starts to come to the end, where Henriette thinks she's about to die. She hears the gunshot, opens her eyes to see the guardian that was about to kill her dead on the floor. It's like, whoa, what? So the next thing she hears is another gunshot, and another guardian to the left of her dies. So out of nowhere, all these guardians that have been hunting her down are dead. She's safe for the time being, and she knows that off in the distance that it was Ada-1 protecting her, and that's basically why she wrote these entries, is to let her know about her past and who she was. But I don't think she's ever got hold of these actual papers until now, which explains why she's probably making us go on to repair these forges, because when it comes to it, if we retrieve that obsidian accelerator, there's a chance that she will learn about her past and other abilities to become this master forge, the one that can actually create all frames, and not only that, but amplify these frames with radiance. Now, you may have noticed in game that some of the weapons from the forges have an actual slot for something they're calling radiance, which we don't know yet whether it's something that buffs damage or if it's like an extra perk or if it's just a cosmetic thing, but apparently it can be something that can create a better weapon, is the best way to put it. And that, guys, is what we know on Ada-1 for now. I will be digging into lore more and more on stuff like this, so if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and as mentioned already, don't forget to subscribe, guys. Hope you've enjoyed watching. I'll catch you next time.